Hey, it's Marvolo and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if I look a little bit, crazy right now. I just got home from the therapy, and I never wear very much makeup to therapy to begin with. It was raining, and I was walking around, so it's been a long day. But I kind of just wanted to get on here and rant. This isn't one of the videos I was planning on making this month, or really at all. Sorry, yeah, I'm holding a bong. This isn't a smoke sesh, but, I'm gonna be taking hits. I'll probably edit them out. I just needed to come on here and rant. I haven't done that in a while. I mean, I do it in my smoke sessions, but I haven't come on here with a specific subject rant without smoking weed in a while, and I just felt the need to get a lot off my chest, and instead of, drowning someone in Facebook messages, I figured I'll sit down with you guys and kind of tell you what's going on and what's bothering me. It's nothing super personal, except for that it's entirely personal. I don't know. It's mental health stuff. Wah! Yeah, you remember what I said about the weather? That's actually probably from crying. Wow. I didn't even know that was on my face. What the fuck? I cried in therapy quite a bit today. It wasn't technically therapy. I mean, that's what I call when I see my therapist. Today I was seeing my psychiatrist. I don't even feel like my psychiatrist and my therapist talk. And you'd think they would. But it feels like they're working together. Okay, it's confusing. First off, they're at the same clinic. Their offices are very close to each other's. My therapist is helping me deal with my life problems and how to cope, better coping skills, DBT, and eventually we'll get into cognitive behavioral therapy, and she's the one I will be doing exposure therapy with eventually when I get to the point where I can cope. I need to learn coping skills before I can handle exposure therapy, because that could be really dangerous if you do it too soon or don't do it. Anyways, so I talk about the normal therapy stuff with her. And then with my psychiatrist, with him, I talk about what's going on in my brain. The problem is he never wants to hear what's going on in my life. He just wants to hear how my brain works. Basically, he wants to identify all the things my brain does that isn't normal and then try to fix it, whether with medication or whatever, because he's the only one who can prescribe the medication. The problem is, I have a really hard time explaining what's going on in my head. I can say, I'm anxious. Well, what makes you anxious? I don't know, I'm anxious all the time. And sometimes it takes me talking through a story. I have to talk through things. And when you have a 30 to 40 minute session, it makes it really hard, especially if you end up crying during the session, or if you feel like I do, where I feel like my psychiatrist and my therapist are playing good cop, bad cop, and the psychiatrist is the bad cop. And since he's the big money maker and all this shit, it makes it really frustrating. Anyways, one of the most frustrating things I've had with my psychiatrist is that he's been, I felt like, overly asking the same questions over and over about bipolar disorder, and I am not bipolar. We've talked about mania together. I've never experienced mania. Depression, yes. Anxiety is not a part of being bipolar. That's a separate thing. But, my anxiety symptoms, I don't know. Basically, I talk fast, and so he thought I was bipolar. And then I feel insecure about someone telling me I talk fast, and take that as them saying I need to shut up, and then I'm insecure for the whole session, and that's how he opens it, is he makes a comment about me being bipolar because I talk fast, and it's what a great way to open this session up. I feel like everything he says, he's trying to diagnose me. And everything I say is diagnostic material. He's like, oh, how are you enjoying the season change? I'm like, oh, I love it. I love the rain. It's so wet and overcast. I'm so glad the sun is gone. He's like, oh, you're just contrary, aren't you? You like to just go with the opposite of opinion of everyone. I'm like, no, I live in fucking Oregon for a reason. I like the rain. I'm not trying to disagree with other people. I'm just telling you how I feel. It's so frustrating. And then I'll do something like this, and he's like, oh, do you, pull out your hair? I'm like, no, I don't pull it out. A normal person will, grab at it, but he's like, oh, well, do you have picking issues? I'm like, I already told you what my issues are. You think I would have told you if I had issues with pulling out my hair or picking at my skin? This is our 4th session together. I'm like, no, it's just the frickin' scratching. Not in an itchy way, in a self-harm way, but it's OCD. It's like when people pick at their hair, pick at their scabs, but for me it's scratching. It's just kind of a variation, I guess. I had a self-harm relapse And it was like, I mean, he just barely scanned over it like it wasn't a big deal because he was so focused on wanting to like put me on medication. So he wanted to prescribe me with lithium. He just says, oh, have you ever taken lithium? Well, no fucking shit, I haven't taken lithium. That's a medication used to treat bipolar disorder. And so I had I was just crying. I'm like, oh my god, why are you trying to push this on me? I'm not fucking bipolar. Like, why are you doing this to me? So we talked about different options, and I'm going to start gabapentin. And I'm really scared about that. I'm really scared about taking a medication when he tells me, like, all the things it might do, and not the bad things, the good things. And for some reason, like, you know, saying, oh yeah, it might reduce your compulsions. I'm sorry, but with my OCD, the compulsion isn't my issue. It's the obsession. It's the O. The O is the problem I would like to treat. I mean, I want to get rid of all of them. But if you don't have the obsession, you don't need the compulsion. If this medication's going to get rid of my compulsion, then how do I deal with the obsession? If the obsession's not being treated, but the compulsion is, it's like, then I've lost my coping skill. You can't just take away the way that I cope with my problems. He had told me that there was another medication we could try too that is just supposed to reduce the impulse to pull, to pick, to scratch, you know, any of those things. But yeah, I had this mental breakdown when he told me he had a medication I could take that would help reduce those things. I don't know why, but the idea of just letting go of that, of just taking a pill and having that gone, it's so scary. It's so hard to let go of, because if I take a medication and the desire is gone, then what do I do to treat my anxiety? Also, it's just like, I can't imagine not wanting to rip the skin off of my body. Like, I can't imagine what that feels like. So many of the gestures I do, I mean, everything about me would change. I'm so scared of becoming a different person and not even knowing the person I am, because so many times when I just say things and I'm like, this is just me, this is just how I feel, this is just how I think, and then he's like, oh, that's, you know, I don't remember what word he used, but basically that's just your mental illness telling you that. That's not true. I'm like, well, then what the fuck is true, and who the fuck am I, and who will I be if I treat all this? And it's so stressful to let go of. Also, I think that, well, I never knew you could take a pill to get rid of those compulsions. Like, you can't take a pill to stop wanting to cut yourself or, you know, self-harm. It's about the fact that my compulsion, like, these are compulsions for me. They're OCD-related compulsions, and apparently there are medications you can take that help to get rid of those specifically, but not for all types of self-harm. I'm not entirely sure how that works, because this is the first I've ever heard of it. But I always thought it was something I was going to have to go through on my own. Like, it would be a struggle, it would be a journey, and it's something that I would slowly go through. But the idea of just taking a pill and having it taken away from me, I don't know how I would cope, I don't know what I would do, and it really scares me. So I declined that pill because I was scared. I don't want to do too much at once. It's really scary. And when he tried to put me on that bipolar medication, we had a bit of an argument, and I was like, hells no, you're not putting me on a mood stabilizer when I don't have a mood disorder. Like, he's like, oh, well, it also helps treat depression. I'm like, I thought we were trying to treat my anxiety, not my depression. Like, depression isn't really an issue for me. I haven't felt depressed in weeks. I'm just anxious as fuck. I feel like I had a lot more to say, but my family just got home and I should probably go talk to them. So that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already so you can stay updated for the next time I make a video. Let me know down in the comments if you want to hear more mental health updates, and I'll be sure to include them. And I love you guys, and I will see you again soon.